We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello Aromas, this is Aromie here. Welcome back to Changeling. We're here riding in Spencer, well, our car technically. It's not Spencer's car, but we're here in case he falls asleep. Things were tense, but not in an angry way. It felt more like riding with a stranger. I was thinking, about the brownie issue. I think I remember reading something in the past about leaving food out for them or something. Are you going to be okay doing that if we need to do something like that to appease it? I can't see it anyway, so it doesn't matter much. Well, they can decide to show themselves to people. What does it look like anyway? A weird, creepy little person, I guess. Seems par for the course of berries. There's something I've been kind of wanting to ask you. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. What is it? The day in the woods, you said you saw me in a clearing, but I didn't look like me at first. What did I look like? Even if I tell you, what good is it going to do? I don't know, it's creepy thinking I don't even know what I look like. It just bothers me. I know you don't believe I don't remember and that I don't know what's going on. I don't not believe you. I mean, I just don't know what to think anymore. I drove in silence for a moment, and I didn't think he was going to answer my previous question. She was beautiful. Oh, so I'm not beautiful, Spencer? The white-haired woman I saw that day. She was beautiful and terrifying, and that first moment she looked at me, I seriously thought I was going to die. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for hurting you. I don't remember it, and I don't know if it was me or if I was in my right mind or what happened, but I'm so sorry. I know. He sighed. All this supernatural stuff, this cryptic nonsense and everything, it would just be better for everyone if none of it existed. In that moment, I couldn't really say I disagreed with him. Spencer and I had agreed that it was better to show up to school early so we could still use the spare time to research up in the clubroom. He was now in the same position as I had been. He wanted to know more about the paranormal community in general. Even so, it felt awkward with him in the club. It was kind of amazing how quickly one got used to lying. Every time I looked up and saw him sitting a few feet away, I felt a moment of panic. Fortunately, it was actually sort of crowded this morning. Oh shit, everybody's in here. Hey, it's the pretty lady that helps me with the essence stuff. Besides the two of us, Willem was there, along with a girl I'd seen several times but didn't really know. Jason had also wandered in at some point and was sitting on the floor with his back to my chair. Three of us were buried in books. William and the girl he was with were talking really quietly together. I was sitting in one of the wing-back chairs and my legs folded under me as I tried to focus on the book in my lap. The words were blurring together as I tapped the end of my pen against the page. Jason tipped his head back and looked up at me from the floor, expression worried. Are you okay? Yeah, just a little tired as usual. Still busy with your research? Yeah, more or less. I tried for a genuine smile. How's the art exhibit planning going? He turned around, resting his arm on the arms of the chair. It's going okay. I haven't been helping every day, but just when I have time. Are you going to enter something? Oh, I brought some things to show Reina, but I didn't have a chance. You should try to enter something if you can. I'll try. I have a lot on my plate at the moment. Anyway, how are you, William? We don't really get to talk much. I'm okay. He looked away awkwardly, then back at me, almost seeming to panic when our eyes met. Have you met Shelly? Oh, that's her name, Shelly. I've seen her in the library here and there. We've never really met. I don't know if you heard Kyle screaming, ow. I don't know what happened. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he just tripped over the stairs. Shelly just smiled faintly. It's nice to meet you. Alice told me about you. Oh, she was really excited when you moved back to town. So was I. Ew. Now I was just being gross and mopey about the whole thing. How annoying. I kicked my inner self. Stop whining. By the way, I hope the herb mixtures I made for you are working out. Oh, you made those. Yes, it was me. Spencer's like, what the fuck is going on? Then I should thank you. They seem to be working fine so far. I haven't been able to escape my room at night since I started using them. Escape your room? Yeah, apparently I sleepwalk. We haven't worked out why yet, but the fae part of my brain appears into frolicking in the woods at night. Either that or I have somewhere I need to go. You leave your house at night while asleep. Yeah, it's been an ongoing thing for a while now, though I just found out about it. Anyway, waking up outside in the middle of the woods in the middle of the night is not something I'd recommend. That's really dangerous at this time of year. So I've heard, but the herbs are working at least. I wasn't entirely sure the St. John worts would be an effective barrier, but Allie said she needed something quick. I've been thinking that maybe I should try a water infusion instead. It would be easier to put down and wouldn't leave as much of a mess. The dried herbs are working fine. I'm certain that I've tried to leave at night, but I haven't gotten far. Thanks though, but you don't have to go to the trouble. If you're happy with it, then I guess it's okay. This is ridiculous. Everyone looked at him as Spencer slammed the book shut and set it harshly on the coffee table. At first I thought he was talking about our conversation, but he was glaring down at the book and not even looking our way. What's wrong? None of these creatures make even the slightest sense from a biological or an evolutionary perspective. Spencer. Even if I can accept magic as some sort of unknown energy field that has yet to be detected by modern science, half these fairies make no sense at all. Hollow woman? Even if you factor in magic as an energy field, that makes no sense. How can a living creature be hollow at the back? Yeah, welcome to my world. Well, with most fey creatures, it's really hard to know how much of what you see is real and how much is just glamour. They're masters of disguise. My eyes met Spencer's and I frowned. To the point we can hide even from ourselves, I guess. There's a lot to learn, I know. Believe me, I know. Anyway, good news is that I think I found a way to piece a brownie. You have a brownie in your house. That's so cool. Hardly. Ignore the grouch over there. He's just not a fan because he made it mad, and it's been pranking him pretty much every day since we moved in. I started putting my things away since the bell was going to ring soon anyway. Ouch. Yeah, well, anyway, I think we can convince it to stop. I slipped my things into my book bag instead. I'm going to go ahead and go to class. I'll see you all later. I left them there and started down the hall to the stairs. I was going to have to find a way to test that changing thing. I had to stop moping about it, even if it meant having to walk away from everything I knew. But I couldn't keep moping around the school, being afraid and anxious. I hated it. I hated that I was going to have to be that one to suck it up and be ready to sacrifice everything. But being stalled in one place while I fretted about everything was just making things worse. I'd have enough time to brood. It was time to move on. Literature was nice. Oh, Marc, it's been so long since I've seen you. Technically not that long. Somehow there had been a shift in my relationship with Marc. Maybe he was just being gentle because he knew I had a lot on my mind. The rest of the class had been rearranged to a new seating, but apparently he'd convinced Miss Roberts that for the good of his grades, he needed to keep me as a reading partner. Oh, that's so cute. And when we'd started a new play, he'd actually complained, surprisingly little. Maybe because Benedict had some pretty good lines and he would appreciate the wit. I kind of like this one too anyway. You seem to be enjoying this play more than the last. I was just thinking the same thing about you actually. But yeah, I like this one. I can relate to Beatrice. The part does seem it was like it was written for you, right? Not to change the subject, but during lunch there's somewhere I want to take you. Me? During lunch? Unless you don't wish to go. Where do you want to take me? You'll see during lunch. Mysterious? Should I be scared? Do you think I'd take you somewhere frightening? I mean, you took me to the damn storage closet. That wasn't your intention, but... I don't know you. I don't know. This is you after all. No, I don't, obviously. So does this mean it's a date? I want to choose that answer. It might be wrong, but I'm choosing it. Oh, meeting up for lunch. Does that mean this is a date? I had no idea what possessed me to say that. Apparently I had decided to channel Allie just long enough to say something that sounded awkward and weird at the moment it left my mouth. Marc just raised an eyebrow. That reaction was not helping. I would never refer to having lunch together at school as a date. I wouldn't call it that either. You enjoy taking all my jokes seriously, don't you? It's amusing to watch your frustration. Sadist? You continue to fall for it. Does that make you, masochist? No, that puts a really odd spin on our friendship, so no. Would the answer be yes if the spin on our friendship was less odd? No! Definitely... Hey, did he just acknowledge that we're friends? Whoa, that took me off guard. It felt weirdly like I just leveled up or something. Normally he'd have been all, I never said we're friends. I'm merely staying on the friendly terms because we have another quiz in 2 weeks or something. I guess things really have changed between us. Oh, he's blushing! Why are you blushing? Am I shouting at you again? And that thought gave me a much-needed smile. The lunch rolled around fairly quickly. It never failed to impress me how normal life managed to continue in spite of everything that was going on in the clubroom or at home each evening. There was a strange disconnect between the reality I knew existed and the one that everyone else was a part of. I kept having moments of clarity where that disconnect was strangely apparent. It was odd being a part of both realities. At any rate, as soon as the bell rang signaling the start of lunch, I made my way up to the 4th floor. Give me some time. Marc was already waiting for me in the clubroom, sitting in one of the wing-back chairs reading. I paused in the doorway, amused by the scene in front of me. He looked so at home in the fancy club, lounging there reading. He looked up at the moment I entered and closed his book. Are you ready? Yes, though I'm still curious where we're going. You'll find out momentarily. What should I do with my things? You can bring them along. He led the way to the bar door and knocked, distinctively differently than how one knocked to get to the library, and with that he pushed the door open. So handsome. The door opened to an unfamiliar courtyard. There were several tables and chairs, as well as some lovely greenery. I stepped through immediately aware how much warmer it was in that place than at home. Marc put his sunglasses on before he followed me through. It's beautiful. What is this place? Solace Court is, I believe, the name. Where even is this? It definitely wasn't anywhere near Pine Hollow. It was way too warm and green. It felt more like summer than fall. I'm unsure of the exact location. It's gorgeous. Indeed it is. You can get to the murder through there, incidentally. He pointed to one of several doors in the buildings that lined in the courtyard. What? Really? So it's a shortcut. Why am I just now learning this? Of this? That would have been convenient during all of our tutoring sessions. Marc just shrugged, nonplussed by my mock outrage. I almost never come here. It honestly didn't occur to me to show you. Then why are you bringing me here today if you're almost never come here? I thought you would like it, and also... Oh, it's Allie! The door to the library opened again mid-sentence and Allie stepped through. I shot Marc a look. He simply raised an eyebrow and cocked his head slightly. He didn't seem at all surprised to see her. And she comes here also. Was that what you were about to say? Allie clearly didn't expect to see me either. Surprise was written all over her face. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Anyway, this is where... Oh, wait, no, we still have time. I thought... Excuse me, we still got time. Marc brought me... So... Marc brought me. Did he now? He wanted to show me this place, I mean? I sighed. And he obviously wanted me to talk to you as well, I guess. Which is probably why he didn't warn me that you'd be here. So now you need warnings about having to interact with me. No! Damn it, what is going on? That is not what I meant. I rubbed my forehead. That's not what I meant at all. Marc cleared his throat softly and started to the other side of the courtyard. Where are you going? I took the liberty of ordering something for you to eat. I believe I'll go pick it up. He not so subtly left me and Allie alone to talk. I wasn't sure what to say. It was Allie who spoke first, of course. You're still not mad at me, are you? I'm not mad. I was never mad. I went to sit at the nearest table, flopping into one of the chairs. I know I probably came across that way. It's just... The idea that it might not be me is kind of a lot to deal with. I was just frustrated that everyone else was suggesting it so casually. We're casually suggesting we test it like the fallout wouldn't have massive implications for me. I wasn't trying to be casual about it. I mean, you're still you. You always will be. I never meant to imply otherwise. She joined me at the table, giving me an earnest look as she leaned toward me, resting her arms on the table. What if Allie kisses us? That would be legendary. It's like, whoa! I just thought if we could test the theory and if Spencer could see that it didn't work, he might be able to move on. And what if it does work? I mean, I don't think it would. But you don't know. I don't even know. You're really worried about this, aren't you? Yes! Can you tell? I dragged my hands through my hair. Of course I was worried about it. How could I not worry about that? Allie reached over abruptly and hugged me tightly. I'm really sorry. I didn't think it through. I was just thinking of it as a way to prove Spencer wrong. I wasn't really considering the possibility that he was onto something. I leaned my head on her shoulder, squeezing my eyes shut tight. What if he really is right? I could lose everything. Allie squeezed me tighter. Not everything. Wherever this ends, I'm going to be right beside you, I promise. She pulled away and, still holding tightly to my shoulder, looked at me in the eye. Listen, right now things are getting even crazier than usual with all the prepping for Samhain this weekend. I'm pretty swamped with stuff, so let's just not do anything yet. I know waiting sucks, but the timing of this is all just sucks. Which, that's not your fault or anything, it's just the timing being weird. You can keep researching to see if you can find some alternative theories. In the meantime, if you're okay with it, I'll look for some safe ways we can test this theory. We can do it when Spencer's not around, so that no matter what the results, we can plan out how to handle it without him freaking out. Okay. There are also a few other things I want to look into. This coming Monday is a day off from school. We can use that to do whatever we need to do. And until then, don't worry about it. How can I not worry about this? This could be the last weekend I spend with my family. Come Monday, I could find out I'm a bridge brigand. Oh, what now? You know, a creepy fairy that should be living under a bridge or something? Yeah, no. I don't think that's much of a concern. You don't know that. Yes, I do know that. Stop overthinking this. I blew my bangs out of my face and flopped onto the table. If there's another Michiko out there somewhere, do you think we could just convince my parents we were triplets instead of twins? That could be doable. Well, seriously? Memories are pretty malleable, but not photos. You can't put all the photos. If there's another Michiko out there. She spent her whole life in Fairy. She may not be able to come back. She may not want to. This isn't a situation where we're dealing with infants who can't choose where they stay and what they do. No matter what happens going forward, you get a choice, and so does she, if she even exists, which is something I'm still massively dubious about. But this is where I'm going to save for today's episode, because now is the correct time to end. Anyway, I cannot wait for Marc to come back so we can have our lunch date, even though he knows it's not a date, but I'm gonna count it as a date, goddammit. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
touch it,